Okay, so I want to go over a few timer settings here on the alpha units. And I want to talk through very quickly three different ways that I'll use this timer. And I want to start with the simplest. And the simplest is just on sometime around sunset. I like to do 15 to 20 minutes after sunset. So I'm just moving this slider to 20 minutes after sunset, and then just turning off 4 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours after. So that's what I've done here. I've set this up to run for 4 hours a night. That is the easiest way to attack this. Now, two things I have to remember. I have to remember to turn that green button on, and then I have to remember to hit save. Otherwise, it is not going to go on. If this green button isn't on, the timer is not going to engage. Okay, so that is key here. So turn the green button on, hit save. That is key. Okay, for the second zone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on 20 minutes after sunset, and I'm going to turn it off at midnight. And how does that look? Okay, what I've done here is I've turned it on 20 minutes after sunset. You can see that, and then I've gone just all the way to 8 hours. I've just pulled the off time all the way to 8 hours longer. Then I'm overriding that off time by turning it back on at 11 and turning it off at midnight. So if I look up at timer 1 here, this is military time, so 23 is 11 p.m. Knowing that the lights are already going to be on, but I have to use both timers here. I have to use both the on and off in timer 1 in order for the off to engage. Okay, so I turned it on at a point in time when I know it's already going to be on, and then I turned it off at midnight, which is double zeros. Again, I have to make sure I engage that green button on both the timers that I'm using. So now I'm using 2 timers. So I engage the green buttons and I hit save. The final one is the most complicated, I guess. It's still not overly challenging. But what I like to do with my lights is I like them to go off around 11 o'clock at night, and then come back on at 4:30. Okay, so I have to use all 4 of these timers here. That's why you see all 4 of them engaged. So my initial on time is going to be that sunset. So I'm 20 minutes after sunset, and then I do the same strategy. I bring that off bar all the way over to 8 hours, knowing that then I'm going to use the timer 1 up here to turn it on at 10 p.m., knowing the lights will already be on, then off at 11 p.m. So in military time, 22 is 10 p.m., and then 23 hours is 11 p.m. So that is going to be the first on-off time, the sunset with timer 1. Then timer 2 is kicking the lights on at 4:30 because I need an off time. I've made that off time 10 a.m., but sunrise timer now is going to override that and turn those lights off. I like to do 20 minutes before sunrise, okay? So I just bring those on-off bar really close under sunrise, and that's how I'm able to do multiple on-off times using astronomic settings. Takes a little getting used to. Again, I have to make sure I hit save. But once you understand the concepts, then it's very easy and you'll just rip through these settings.